Yo guys, what is up? Here is this week's Wyckoff Wednesdays episode. I'm going to be talking about structure and how to use it, pairing it with lower time frame breaks of structure to get better entries. And yeah, I'm just going to give a broad breakdown. I'm going to kind of talk about why I like to use levels in trading in conjunction with smart money. So hopefully you guys can see it a little bit and understand it. But I'm going to go ahead and get into it. And I'm going to start by looking at Chef J because there is actually an example of this today. So structurally speaking, you can see on the higher time frames, we've been in a huge uptrend. Now, this move here is the bullish leg that we're working within from here to here. So we're going to be looking for buys within this region. Now, I have that as my higher time frame structure. This is just a general area of interest for price to retest and then move up from. I'm kind of leaning towards this region because it is such a strong one. And I think that we are going to get a continued drive down, down into here. So higher time frame, I arrived at those structural levels because there hasn't been a whole lot of retracement within this move, but you can see the high, the low, the high, the low, the high, the low, the high, the low, and the high. And the reason the distance between these two is vastly different is because I'm doing structure based off of a technical perspective. And it's the last, in the case of this uptrend, the last low that made the new high. The last low made this high. This low made this high. This low sweat this one, made the high that finally stopped all the way up here, and then a retracement. And this low made this high. So from a technical perspective, this is what the structure looks like, right? And you could go back farther if you'd like. You could say this low made this high. This low made this new 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 high, but you can see, and then this low made this high here, but you can see that these are very discrete. This is pretty clear retracement leg. So I am, like I said, looking to capitalize off that. And my region or area of interest is going to be right in here. So right in here is where I'm looking at. And you can catch counter trend plays, guys. You can always, it's not recommended 100% of the time, but you can catch counter trend movements. And right now it's a perfect example of a market in which you can catch counter trend moves just using structure, areas of interest, and then lower time frame areas of interest. So with this, the 15-minute structure really broke here. So we had a break above here, a high, a low, a high, a low, a high, a low. And you can see that while this leg is huge and this is not anywhere near a 50% retracement for this entire drive, I'd still consider it structure. So this is structure. It breaks down, but breaks back above, right? So people would have gotten stopped out trying to sell it here, which is okay because you're still playing it correctly. Just because it doesn't work doesn't mean you're wrong about the structure. If you have structure marked up from a very objective standpoint, that what I just showed you was the right way to do it. Now you get another break of structure though, right here. So I'm 100% playing off of structure. That's all I'm capitalizing on here. Okay. And what I like to do is I look on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 15-minute. If I have a 4 hour level, I want to see a break of structure on the 1 hour. If I see a 1 hour level, I want to break a structure on the 15-minute. And if I'm trading the 15-minute, then I'll go down to the 5-minute, which I don't do as much as what I just mentioned with looking for 15-minute breaks of structure on the hourly. But this is a case where we had a 15-minute BOS. It didn't really trade into anything. close. So like this move didn't trade into anything evident over here. I'm sure if I go to the higher time frames, it probably tapped into something. Probably swept out these highs. I'll put a line here because price doesn't move randomly, guys. Like it always is doing something. So yeah, it swept out these highs, but it went even higher than that. But anyway, we had a break of structure. I want to see a pullback into here. And I'm going to get, so after we had this break of structure, I'm going to do bar replay. After we have this break of structure, I'm going to start looking for areas of interest that I can start selling from. So we get a clear break of structure. Now, immediately I'm looking at this level, but I'm also looking up here because this area had a lot of sensitivity and there's an efficiency here. So that's an area that I would be comfortable selling off of. And technically your high or your leg is from all the way up here to this low, not this high to this low, because again, technical structure perspective, it's this low produced this high. So our range is from here to here. If until we break below it, we're bullish. And then if we do get a break above this, then this is our new leg and we look for retracement. But until we break below this, we're bullish. Right? So we break below. And now I'm going to look for a pullback. You can put your stop above this high. I'd be comfortable with that. And intraday target, you would just target a new low. This is happening during the London session. So your entry would be right up in here. So now you're hit in, right? And on the 5 minute, this was structure. This was a break, pullback, push above. So now I'd want to see this is now a break of structure. If you're looking at just the bodies, because you want to be looking at just the bodies when you're trading structure. That's where all the volume is. So that is a BOS. Now, if I want to sell this again, which you can do, I'm going to try to sell it off of this region right here. You can see a low, highs here. And guys, I'm showing you this method because it's a nice way of blending smart money with a little bit of retail methods. It's smart money in that we're understanding the inefficiency, we're understanding the imbalance, understanding that this is a sell to buy, and that's why we got this reaction, understanding that this was liquidity that got taken out for the higher time for mitigation, understanding that we could have put our stop below or above this candle because it's an indecision candle that function as a little bit of a buy to sell. But I'm just showing you guys this because you can 100% trade like this. And it's a nice way to really mix smart money with structure and retail methods that don't overcomplicate anything. So now this first trade hit, and for the second trade, I'm still looking to take it because now what we've done is we've made a new low because body closures, this did close below, but also note that these are equal lows and we should take them out. Where am I going to try to sell it from? I'll adjust it a little bit. I'm going to try to sell it from right here. Right here. This is buy to sell area of interest, right? Clear area of interest. And we had that break of structure. We can target lower than these lows. In fact, let's target right here. This sell to buy candle right there in the inefficiency. So this is a 15-minute leg. It was a push up, breakdown, pull back, leg. So now we can scale in on the 5 minute here if we'd like. So that entered. And on the 5 minute, what do we have? Again, we have a structural level. I'll drop down to show you. Structural level. We had this high, created this low. This technically didn't break, but this is still structure here. Maybe on, say, the 1 minute, 3 minute. It doesn't matter, honestly. But what you can do now is scale in again. So I'm going to scale in. We have this position open here. Showed you guys got entered, right? With this wick into this zone. Now, the zone that's obvious here is this. It's a high, lows, 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 right? Pair it with smart money, inefficiency, buy to sell. Higher time frame buy to sell is here, buy to sell. Put our stops here, target that same region, can play it out. All based off of structure, zones, and a little bit of smart money, right? So this trade barely missed. But this is an example, a perfect example of trades that work out with smart money in zones and areas where you can be looking to take price. And just as like a freebie, I'll talk about this. So on the 15-minute, this, I would struggle to call this a leg and then a pullback a leg. I know that if you're going based off what I said earlier, you could view it as that, but what I'd really like to see now is a pullback up into here again. It would be really cool if we could get a run up into this and then a drop down, ultimately taking us into here. It could just short off of one of these regions, but I kind of doubt it. So I'm going to go over a few more trades. I'll talk about a trade that I am eyeing right now. So GA, we had this leg, break above, pullback leg. Inefficiency, the true last sell to buy before the up move. You can see this region of price, general area of sensitivity in the market, right? Now here we had, and this was an easy trade that I just was not awake for or didn't see. We had this structural leg, create this high. There's a BOS. Now where's my area of interest? Right here. Low, highs, highs, highs. This is a low, inefficiency right here. Catch your entry right at the inefficiency. Stop above this high. Target, where can you target? Well, first target could be a singular wick low right here. So let's play this out. So structurally speaking, we're still, and it just left equal lows with that move. So it did just barely miss that entry. But again, just based off of structure and a little bit of smart money, you can see how you can catch an entry like that, right? Now what it did is it made a low, a high, a low, a high, a low. Swept out this high. Sorry for that noise. It's really windy out right now. We swept this high right here and then pushed lower. So we took liquidity and we created a new low down here with this one. So now where's my area of interest? Well, we had a high, a low, inefficiency, right? So we should pull back up into here, and then you can look for, again, a lower time frame breaker structure to confirm your entry here. And if you want to, you can move it up to this zone. It doesn't matter. Just look for a confirmation when you get there to show you that price actually wants to make a move down or up. In this case, I want it to be down. So I'm going to look for a breaker structure to the downside. Example on EU, doing the same thing, just respecting these levels. AU had this little region right in here earlier. Ended up respecting it here and playing off the structure. So you can see that this works. And I just wanted to show this to you guys because it is useful, it is powerful, and you can pick trades with it if you're getting lost with the smart money. But you can see like how it lines up here. This is a structural leg to the downside. This is a buy to sell, also previous area where price was supported. So trade up, get some type of lower time frame confirmation. That's what I've been talking about in this video, and that's one of the main focus, or one of the main areas of focus. So you would just want something like this to confirm it, and then you can take it down. This trade missed, nothing here, nothing here. This trade hit just based off structure and a general area of interest. Kind of choppy though. Nothing on that. This was a stop out. This was a near stop out. It's just chilling right by stop. This barely missing now, but you can see structurally speaking, a high, a low, a new high. And now we trade down, looking at the structure within the bodies, break above, general area, lows, 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 a high, a high. Now we expect price to dig into that after the break of structure and push up. So I'm expecting this to push up, and we'll see if we can get some other trades. Caught this one on GJ and these two on the NZDCAD and AUDCAD. So kind of choppy, kind of slow. This was a good reaction though right here, so that makes me feel good. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was useful. And again, just pair the smart money with the retail, pair it with structure, and it's honestly been the best thing I've found. I'm not going to go over other methods because some people just hate on them, but this is one that I'm really fond of, and it's just cool to trade. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoy. If you like it, please share, and we'll speak to you all later. Bye guys.